Rising family, Retta's recovery reminders. It's Retta, and Ratchet is right here. And this morning I got smart and put the light over here so you guys can actually see me. Sorry, yesterday I didn't have the light, but you guys got the message. You know, it's what I'm saying that's important. So you don't really need to see me to get the message. The message is the important part. That's really what I do this for, you know. I make these videos because they keep me accountable to my recovery, and you guys, you know, and anybody who might be struggling in a bad place. That's my goal, is to, you know, put that glimmer of hope into your day, that, you know, just because things are bad, they can always get better. My life was awful at certain points, but once I realized that it was my decisions and my choices that I was making and the things that I was doing that were actually creating the chaos. So you have to stop doing those things, find other things to take the place of the things that, you know, were the addiction. Really, that's it. You have to find other things to fill in your life that make you feel good instead of things that make you feel bad. And when you do that, your life flips totally around. My perception about life is happening for me. It's not happening to me. It's happening for me now. It used to be that it was always just happening to me. You know, everything was just, oh, well, this happened. No, my energy drew me into these circumstances. And today, my energy doesn't draw me into those circumstances. So it's May 28th, but whenever you find this, that's when it's meant for you. Where's my glasses? I just had them. I'm going to use them because it's still a little dark in here. I am now receptive to the idea that nobody can really love me until I really love me. What I'm going to ask you to do may sound silly at first, but it could save your life. If you take your life seriously enough to do this one thing, you will see such a difference in yourself that you may not recognize yourself. Here it is. Each day for the next 40 days, write a love letter and send it to yourself. Before you shake your head and refuse to do it, just think about it. When was the last time you had hot, passionate, steamy love coming at you on a daily basis? When was the last time you received an expression of pure, total, accepting, non-critical, unconditional love? Love without any strings attached. An even better question, how much love can you stand? Can you believe that there are people who have never had someone tell them that they will be protected, supported, and loved until the end of time? These are the same people who may have received some pretty nice cards, but receiving a card is not the same as knowing that someone actually took the time to write a heartfelt love letter on beautiful scented paper, perhaps with dried rose petals added to the envelope. Opening a card at the kitchen table does not evoke the same feelings as curling up in a chair with a handwritten love letter that expresses how special, how wonderful, how absolutely perfect you are. I'm telling you, if you were to receive 40 love letters, it wouldn't matter who had written them. You would be so wrapped up in the true nature of love that you would be able to recognize a love imposter as soon as you saw one. Big time. Until today, you may have been willing to accept any little expression of sentiment as the true expression of love. Just for today, for the next 40 days, be the object of your own love. Send yourself a love letter and then take time to read it to yourself. Once you get down to a science, you may feel loving enough to share some of the same loving thoughts with someone else. Today, I'm devoted to expressing my heartfelt love to myself. And that was really what did it for me when I realized that I didn't love myself. I loved everybody else in my life, and I was putting everybody, I was struggling to keep all these people in my life, but I really wasn't taking care of me. I really wasn't. I didn't care about what I wanted or what I needed, what made me happy. It was all about keeping the others happy because that kept me happy, but I wasn't getting any emotional support from where I was in my life. And that it took a lot out of me. It took a lot out of me because I had a mirror reflecting back to me a like distorted vision of myself. When people say things to you that aren't true and they'll like continually do it time and time again, because maybe that's the way they see things. I don't know, but I highly doubt it. They continue to say these things to you to make you feel like you're less than, and it brings your like vibrational state down. I believe, really all we can do is stay in our highest emotional vibration that we can. And when I really started studying the vibrational science of our emotions, love, joy, authenticity is the highest vibration that you can vibrate at. And I've always pretty much had that. But, I struggled because I wanted to be liked. And I cared what people thought about me. But that led me into certain circumstances that I was continuing to try to prove myself, and it was a manipulation of my time and energy, really, But until I woke up into my spiritual awareness and I realized that the feelings are what is important, how we feel about the situation. If we don't feel valued, we're not going to value the situation. It's going to, it's really weird, but we as humans are, structured and programmed to want these things. We need to be protected in life, and we need a man to do that, right? Those are programs that you don't have to adhere to if they don't fit into your narrative. He continually tried to make me fear. It was like he made me try to carry weapons and stuff. Why? I don't need any weapons. Nobody's gonna mess with me. But it's because of the fear. They are afraid. They are afraid. And that makes them feel safe. It didn't make me feel safe at all. It actually made me more fearful. And now I realize that that's just one of their, targeted things that they use to get you to do what they want. But before I had the awareness, I was completely sleeping to the whole narrative of, people emotionally manipulating you to get you to do what they want you to do. Anyway, I got to go back to work today, but I had a really great holiday. Yeah, I don't like the military. I wish that they would just bring all those people home, because they're all somebody's sons and daughters, Even the people on the other side, they're all somebody's sons and daughters. And when we really realize that we're all not the enemy, none of the other humans are the enemy. It's the ideas that we're fighting against. And once we allow everyone to live in their own idea and be okay with other people, what other people do, why would you worry about what anybody else did anyway? You shouldn't. We shouldn't. And when we learn to live in our own life, figuring our own life out and trying to get our own life in order, we're too busy worrying about our own lives to even worry about looking at anybody else's life. And that was the first thing I really realized, is nobody was thinking about me. Nobody cared about my life enough to worry. So why didn't I just do what was best for me? and I started doing it. And I'm so grateful for my life today, trying to be smarter than the system. The system I never wanted to be a part of, but I kind of have to be a part of society. So, finding that enmeshment between the fringe and but I'm doing a pretty good job. I've had my job for over a year. I've never been late, never missed a day. I almost missed a day when Ratchet was, Ratchet took off, but I found her and I wasn't even late. I got there on time. I called in and I was like, I'm not coming in. I lost my dog. I'm just sure they thought I was crazy, but I would be without my baby. She's everything, She really has made my life worth, she's that unconditional love that I was looking for in my relationships, but I couldn't find. Now I give it to myself, and I'm so grateful that I learned that the relationship I was in didn't even give me like real love. It was a construct, an artificial, like the outside world. And that's where we all look for our spirituality in books and outside of us. But once we look within and start the meditation and the inner work, that's where when we actually get somewhere with ourselves. We actually move through I don't know how to explain it, but it is when you know yourself, when you get to know yourself on a very intimate level, it's when you know what to do for your life and what decisions to make your life what you want it. At least that's the way it's been for me. I don't know. I can't say it. It'll be the same for you, but it was for me. Finding God within myself through my yoga and my meditation was the best thing that ever really happened. And I'm so grateful. And I hope that everybody finds their way back to themselves by first acceptance, like unconditional, radical acceptance of self. You are who you are because that's who you were born to be. You have learned very toxic programs that have put responses in your head that maybe don't match your, and if that's the case, then it's up to you to look within to make those changes. And that's what I started doing. And today I live a wonderful, loving, joyful life, connected to nature and love. And it's just amazing. And it all started with recovery, deciding to get whatever I was using falsely to bring me happiness, getting that out and finding other things like in nature, my kayaking, taking Ratchet for walks, doing things in nature, roller skating, whatever. Those things, doing those things just a little bit every week fills in for that false feeling of like ecstasy, whatever, that warm blanket of everything's wonderful that the opiates used to give me, and I was looking for that in my life because I knew it's like if I could feel that way then it's got to be somewhere within reality for me to find. And I did, but I just had to look within myself. I love you guys. I hope everybody has the greatest week this week. Go out and be a blessing. Smile. Make the world a brighter place. Peace. I love you.